Hey guys, it's Jen, and today I wanted to share with you my January favorites. I kind of can't believe it's already 2018, but I feel like it's really appropriate for this month's favorites because all of my favorites this month are new products. That almost never happens. You guys know I am hardcore long-term of the products I really love, but I have a feeling a few of these are gonna be long-term. That means that companies have had a lot of really great releases, and I'm going to start off with the blush I've been using so much this month. This is by Terry. I think I just found this out like not long ago. Terry was founded by the former product developer for YSL. I just feel like knowing the backstory of the company just gives it more weight, especially because YSL is such a great brand. I love everything by Terry. It's obviously one of those like more expensive, luxurious brands, but I feel like if you're gonna splurge on one blush product, this is a really great one to splurge on. This is a Compact Expert Dual Powder in the shade Amber Light. It's a pretty warm, neutral, brownie pinky tone, which reminds me a lot of my old school favorite Tarte blush in Exposed. But I find if I just use this one color, I can do the whole contouring slash blush situation all at once. It also has a slight different color on the inside, which I believe is a little bit more pearly. It just gives a nice, healthy, glowy shade. On the days where I do feel a bit lazier, where I don't want to do the whole like separate blush, bronzer, highlighter, I whip this out, just swirl my brush, put it on both cheeks, and I find that it gives a really nice, beautiful, everyday kind of glow. So I've been really liking it. It's been something that I don't have to think very hard about, and it's really finely milled and feels very, very soft on the cheeks. Highly recommend it. Next, I wanted to talk about a new foundation from NARS that I feel like everyone in the beauty community is just head over heels for. I have been using it so much this month, and this is what I've been using every time I need a really full coverage, red carpet makeup, photography ready look. I don't think I'd necessarily go for it on an everyday basis just because I like a little bit more of a medium finish. I like my skin to still sort of have that skin-like look, but as far as full coverage foundations goes, this one has a really beautiful finish in that when it's on your skin, it doesn't really look cakey. It covers up my pigmentation excellently. There's like a smoothness to it that not all full coverage foundations have. So I really appreciate that, and you gotta give it up to NARS. They do a really, really excellent color range. I feel like there's a shade for everyone. I thought I would go for the Punjab color, which is what I use in my Sheer Glow, but I found that Fiji, which is just slightly lighter and yellower, has been working out for me, especially in the winter months. So if you're close to my skin tone, which is like a light golden medium kind of shade, definitely check this one out because it's a shade I haven't personally used before, but I find it has a really beautiful finish. I will also say it has a pump at the top, which Sheer Glow does not. So I feel like this does sort of win out over Sheer Glow in that aspect. It's definitely a little bit more hygienic. I will say one little downfall is that the cap has sort of a matte rubbery feeling, and it definitely leaves some fingerprints, especially if you got your fingers in that foundation. So that's one little knock on the packaging, but overall I feel like it's a nice improvement in packaging over their other foundation, which Sheer Glow is like one of my favorite holy grail foundations of all time. So I'm really happy to add an extra foundation to that rotation. In terms of the long wearingness of it, I find that after a few hours, especially if I'm like sweaty or I use a little bit more hydrating products on my skin, I do find it does sort of break apart down near the lower half of my face, but I actually prefer that to something that's super drying, matte, heavy full coverage finish foundations. That's just me. I feel like if you just pair that with more of a drying powder, it'll balance your skin out. I did want to mention it because I have used it so very much this month. I've been very, very happy with it. Next, also from NARS. This has been a very pleasant surprise. Every company out there has come out with their version of a warm toned palette, but you know, I'm not really mad about that because I feel like those coppery, warm, earthy tones go so well with my yellow undertone skin. So I'm very, very excited that now we have a huge variety to select from. I have to say, in the past, I have not been very impressed with NARS's eyeshadow eyeshadow selection. They just seem to not have the kind of softness and pigment that I expect from other makeup companies, but I still decided to give this one a try, and I am so glad I did because it is beautiful. This is the NARSissist Wanted palette. I love the packaging. Inside there are 12 shades. I like that there's not a whole lot that's just packaging in between the colors, so I feel like you get a lot of pan for the size of the palette. It has a nice large mirror at the top, and these colors are really beautiful. It has not only one but two different transitional colors that work well on my skin tone and actually show up. It's not too light or too dark. It's just perfect and warm and gorgeous. There are plenty of metallic shades to give my favorite little pop of shimmer on the eyelids, which I'm using it today. It has 4 colors that give that extra shimmer pop, plus a couple of other satiny shades. You guys always know, probably if you are into eyeshadow, that satiny colors really have a ton of pigment, but I have to say the matte shades in this collection really blew me away. They're really nice to blend. They're not overly patchy, and I just really liked the colors that they selected. I feel like everything goes nicely together. If there was one criticism I would give, is that there isn't a frosty pop shimmery kind of color just so I can dab it on my inner corners. But overall, I think this is such a beautiful collection of shadows. I've been using it so much. It's definitely the palette that I've been grabbing for, and I feel like I've gotten to mix up my eyeshadow routine day to day because there are so many different colors that I want to try. So if you're into warm shades and you like a little pop of shimmer, definitely check this out. It's just a great balance between mattes and shimmers, and you can do a lot of different looks with it. The next product I wanted to talk about is a liquid lipstick. This reminds me a lot of the M Cosmetics Lip Cloud in Faded Clementine. This is from BUXOM Cosmetics. It's their Va-Va-Plump liquid lipstick in Lights Down. I would say the biggest difference between this and that one is just the formula. The M Cosmetics Lip Clouds are meant to be pretty matte, and this one starts out being very glossy, very shiny. It has a little bit of a cooling minty sensation when you first put it on, but the thing that I think really makes this stand out is versus just other glosses, this stays on such a long time. This is definitely a long wearing liquid lipstick, but you still have that glossy effect. If you want to keep that shine to your lips, you could just reapply it. It just has that built-in extra dimension. I put this on earlier today, had an entire meal through it, and I didn't even touch up for the video just because I still felt like it looked really great. But I really especially love this color, Lights Down, because it's neutrally, but it still has that hint of orange, which I just think is so nice, especially during the cooler weather. It reminds me of sitting by the fire with a cup of hot chocolate. It just has a nice warmth that I really like, and I feel like it's really flattering for warmer undertone skin. I will say, after wearing it for a few hours, it does tend to make my lips a little bit on the drier side, so I would just make sure your lips are really well exfoliated and hydrated before putting it on. But I have generally been really enjoying wearing it because it's another one of those products where I can just put it on in the morning and then forget about it through the rest of the day. It's good for moms or just people who are really on the go. My last favorite of this month is a brush cleaner. This is from Sigma Cosmetics. It's called their Sigmagic Scrub, patent pending. It's a solid brush cleaner, but the thing that's a little bit different, it has little scrubby nubbies that are from this silicone base. The actual brush cleaner is like inside the silicone pad. But what I really like is that it makes it really easy to clean your brushes. It has little suction cups on the bottom. I just stuck this in my sink, took a brush, wet it, and I would swirl it around in here and then just rinse it out, and it made my brush cleaning so much more enjoyable and faster. I know there are a lot of different methods you can do for brush cleaning, and I'm a little bit sad that if it runs out, would I get rid of this pan? It's not like I can put the brush cleaner back once it's all melted away. However, the way I've been cleaning my brushes with a separate solid and then using a scrubby pad, it's not really that different. I just like that it's a very easy one-step process. And also the lid has some vents, so it doesn't just stay wet and then get gross. It dries out really nicely. Because it's really similar to my other Sephora brush cleaning solid, I'll also link that down below if you guys want to check out that as an alternative. But I feel like they're both really great options. If you don't already have the Sephora one, then this is a great one to check out. Plus it's a little bit larger. But if you already have that one, I'd probably skip this just because they're so similar. But I did want to give it a really good review, and it makes my brush cleaning so much faster. That's it for this month's favorites. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. I would love to know your favorite method of like brush cleaning. Let me know that down in the comments, and feel free to thumbs up this video and subscribe if you enjoyed watching and want to see more of my videos. This is Jen, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!